Hey guys, welcome. My name is Greg. I am one of the founders of Medicare Marketing 24/7, and we have been in the Medicare space now for about 15 years. And during that time, I have talked to hundreds, if not even thousands, of Medicare agents all over the country. And the vast majority of them have questions about how to generate leads online. It comes up a lot. And so what I've done here is I created a little video that shows you the process for generating leads online. It might surprise you because there's things that I'm going to talk about in this video that you probably have never even heard of. And so what I encourage you to do is watch it all the way through the end, absorb it all, maybe even go back and watch it a second time. And then if you're interested and you want to learn more about how you can get started and set up your own lead generation system in the Medicare space online, reach out to us. Be happy to have a conversation with you and answer any questions you have and get you started if you want to join our program. So with that, let's get started. Okay, so let's just get right into it. If you're going to go down the road of trying to generate online leads in the Medicare space, there's a few things that you need to know before you ever get started. One is there's a few components that you have to have in place, and I'm going to go over all of those components here in this video, so make sure you watch it all the way until the end. And the second thing you've got to understand and accept is that generating leads online, it doesn't matter in what industry you're in, it's hard. It's one of the hardest things to do in marketing simply because there's so much competition out there. And in the Medicare space, that competition is just insane, as you already know. So it's not as simple as people might make it sound. You know, you rarely, I won't say no, but rarely ever will you just be able to place a Facebook ad and spend a couple $100 and start getting leads for people that want to sign up for Medicare. Hardly ever happens. Most of the time when people do that, they end up very, very disappointed that they wasted their money on the advertising. And that even goes with Google ads and a few other ways to advertise. If you don't have a strategy in place and you don't have all of the elements of a good marketing campaign, then most of the time you're just throwing your money away. And I see agents do this over and over and over. So now let's talk about the components that you need to really have a good strategic plan when it comes to lead generation online. So the first component, there's three. The first component is that you have to have the proper assets built. And this means a website that's got the proper information, that's got the forms that people could opt in on, and includes landing pages. It usually would include some video. And so when we built our websites for Medicare Marketing 24/7, we had all of this in mind from the very beginning. We wanted a website that could be an asset to you in terms of being able to generate leads online. So I'll just kind of go over a few of the quick features. So the first one you'll notice right here on the home page is that you have the ability to capture people's information if they sign up for what we call the Medicare Essentials Video Quick Course. So this is a series of videos that goes over information that you need to discuss and teach basically to anybody who's new to Medicare. So for instance, there's a video about the different parts of Medicare. There's a video about just Part D and what it is. There's a video about the difference between a supplement plan and an advantage plan. There's a video about why it's advantageous to work with a broker. So again, this is just information that you've got to share with everybody that's new to Medicare. And we have built into the site in multiple places this opt-in form where if they put in their name and their email address, they get instant access to the videos, and you automatically get their name and an email address emailed to you so that you can reach out to them. If you go to different pages of the site, you'll see that that form basically follows you wherever you go. And there's also a form at the bottom of every page where somebody can reach out to you for help. And there's a contact us page. So again, multiple ways for people to reach out and opt in or request information, multiple calls to action, if you will. And we've also built a few landing pages, two exactly. So we've got one landing page that is just another way to advertise that Medicare Quick Course. So if you were going to run ads and you wanted to talk or target people who were new to Medicare, you may want to take those ads and have them click through to this landing page that tells people all about the video quick course and who should watch it and why they should watch it and what they will learn. So this is all part of our basic program. When you have a site with us, you get this landing page to go along with it. You also get a landing page that basically just encourages people to take the next step and sign up for or book a free call, book a consultation with you. So those are 2 landing pages that are included in our system. We have 2 options when it comes to websites. So this first option that I'm showing you here, this is just Medicare only. So if all you do is sell Medicare, this is the option that you would want. If you do sell other lines of insurance, we have an option for you as well if you do that. So this one, we actually have pages created for other lines of insurance. We can add in, for instance, if you've got a link where people can shop for plans and sign up, we can add that to the site. If you've got a Calendly or any sort of scheduling link that you have, we can add that to your website. So what we've done is try to create something that meets your need as an agent, but also meets the needs of people who could be coming to your website. We've got about 8 different pages created that provide Medicare information, and we update this. So one nice thing about being part of our program is we update this every year when things change. So we work directly with the compliance department. We can always work with your compliance department too. So if you've got somebody that you need to bounce things off of before you can go live with them, or if you've got a compliance department that you have to work with on a regular basis when it comes to this stuff, we can do that for you. But just know that we do have a compliance department that we work with at one of the large FMOs here in the country, and they approve every bit of content that goes on these websites before we ever post it. So we do our best to try to make sure that everything is compliant, but we're not opposed to working with your particular compliance agent either. So a lot of agents, what they will do is they may only want the website from us. And if that's the case, and that's what you're looking for, is just a professional, compliant online presence with some of these features built in that I'm talking about, with the landing pages, with pages that promote the other types of insurances that you sell, with blog articles that get written on a regular basis. We even have an events calendar. I'll show you that real quick. So let's say you do workshops or events at a community center, or even dinner seminars, whatever it might be. We can load those into your website, and people can go to your website, click the events tab at the top, find the event that they are interested in, get some information about it, and then register right here on your website to attend that event. So again, it's just yet another way where you can generate leads through your website, and that would be through events. Okay. Now we've got multiple different packages for the website. So depending upon what you're looking for and what you want, what your goals are, you can pick the package that is most appropriate for you. You can access all of this pricing information at our website, MedicareMarketing247.com, and we can answer any questions that you have about this as well. And I do want to point out one other thing, and that is we do, like I say, mentioned that we write blog articles on a monthly basis. So if you're on our advanced program or on our premium package, we write these articles for you, and then at the end of every month, we write 4 per month, and at the end of every month, we put them all together in a newsletter. And that newsletter gets emailed out to your database. Now, I want you to remember this for later on in the video, because it's a pretty key point that we have this newsletter going out on a monthly basis for you when we start talking about lead generation and lead nurturing. Okay, so this is step 1, getting all of your assets in place, and you can accomplish that with the website program that we have. And we usually can have a website up and running for you in a matter of 2 to 3 days, completely branded for you. So if you've got a logo, it goes up at the top. We change the colors to match your logo colors or your branding. It's all got your information on it, your license number, your contact information. So everything is branded for you on the website, including links to your social media platforms that you use. So that's step one, getting all of your assets in place, okay? Now, step two is going to involve getting traffic to the assets. So whether you're driving traffic to the homepage of your website, or whether you're driving traffic to one of the landing pages that we have, you have to have a source of traffic. And typically what that means is paid advertising. So a lot of times agents will ask about, for instance, like SEO with their website. So here's the problem with SEO. If you're looking to generate leads, number one, SEO is very, very slow. It's work that you have to do that then doesn't sometimes yield results for months down the road. And so you end up paying for all of this work with no real guarantee that it's going to drive any traffic to your website. And it can be very expensive. And there's not even any guarantee that it will ever get you rankings, simply because the competition is so difficult. So if you really start thinking about it, if you're talking about Google rankings in the Medicare space, you've got to compete against every carrier, every agency that's out there in your local area, including just everyday, one-off agents who work from their home, but they happen to have a website. And most importantly, you've got to compete against the Medicare.gov site. So is SEO possible? Yes. Can we do it? Yes, we can. Do we recommend it? We don't. And it's just simply because it's a huge risk. It's a lot of money that you end up spending sometimes with sometimes little to no results because of the competition. So we can have that conversation if it's something that you're interested in. But what we recommend for traffic is paid traffic. And we do that because typically your SEO is going to cost you sometimes just as much as your paid traffic, but paid traffic is guaranteed traffic. So if you run an ad, for instance, or you run ads with Google, or you run an ad on Facebook, or on any digital site, you're paying for the clicks. So basically, if you don't get any clicks, the ad doesn't cost you anything. But with Facebook and with Google, it's almost a guarantee that you're going to get clicks and you're going to get traffic, because Facebook and Google will keep showing those ads until you get traffic and until you get clicks. So it's an instant way for you to start getting traffic. And if you're going to invest money, the agents that I talk to, they want results faster rather than slower. And SEO is a slow game, and having pay-per-click or paid advertising is a much faster game, and not a whole lot of difference in terms of what you're going to spend on either method. Okay, so that's step two. You've got step one, you have your assets in place. Step two, you drive traffic to those assets. Now, most agents, they quit right there after step two, and they completely forget, or they may not even know how to take step three. But step three is the absolute most important step. And step three is, how do you nurture the leads once you get them? So here's the thing with any sort of paid traffic. When somebody comes to your website, and let's say they download your free video program that we offer, they typically are in the information gathering stage. They're not always ready to reach out and contact you. So you may not get a lot of folks that fill out a form. You also may not get a lot of people who come to your website or to your landing page and all of a sudden pick up the phone and give you a call. So a lot of agents end up very, very disappointed when they run paid ads, because they get clicks, but those people, for the vast majority, they come to the website or they come to the landing page, they don't take any sort of action, they leave, and now your money's gone because you just paid for the advertising, but you've got nothing to show for it. So we take it actually to the next step, and we have a system that we put in place that kind of solves a lot of that for you. And it's called identity resolution. So when somebody goes to a website, I'm going to give you an example. Let's say you go to a website and you're looking at a pair of shoes, and you leave the website, you don't buy the shoes, but then for days afterwards, you start to see these same shoes advertised in multiple places. They may even come up in your social media feeds or on other websites that you go to. You see those darn shoes everywhere. Why and how does that happen? Well, that happens because you can use software to install on the back end of a site that actually tracks people's activity on your website and then retargets them with different types of ads or different types of programs. And so we actually have the ability to do that too. So we can install what's called identity resolution software on your website or on your landing page with us. And what it does is it captures people's contact information when they go to your site, even if they don't fill out a form. So I want to reemphasize that. It can capture people's names and their contact information, even if they don't fill out a form or if they don't take any sort of action on your site. We can still get their contact information. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So this is a spreadsheet that we have created based upon the software that we have installed on a website. And so what this does is this gives us a printout. And if we install this on your website, you would have access to a spreadsheet that looks just like this. So it captures about 30 to 40%. It can't identify everybody that comes to your website, but it can identify a lot of them, especially if you're generating traffic and you're running ads. So now these people come to your site, they don't take any action, but their name gets populated onto a spreadsheet because we've got the software on the site integrated with a spreadsheet that you have access to. So now you've got a name, you've got an email address, you've got an address of where the person lives, and you're able to now retarget these people and keep in touch with them and nurture them. This is the biggest piece of lead generation and lead conversion that most agents completely ignore. And like I said, most of them don't really even know about it. It's so critical, guys. When you get a lead, when you get somebody to your website, you want to be able to identify them and then you want to be able to keep in touch with them. So what we do is we automate part of this process. We create what's called a sales funnel. This is what it looks like, and you may have also heard it called like an automation or similar terms, but basically it's a drip campaign. And so going back to the beginning, what we're doing is we're starting with your assets in place, your website, your landing page, whatever you're going to be driving traffic to. Step one. Step two, now we run an ad campaign that drives traffic to these assets or one or more of these assets. Then step three, we take identity resolution software, install it on the back end of your website or your landing page. We start capturing the names and email addresses of people, and we're now able to drip on them and nurture them. Some of these people may not be ready yet. Maybe they're not even eligible for Medicare yet. You know, when you run an ad for Medicare, if somebody's 64, they haven't turned 65 yet, but they're thinking about Medicare, they may click on your ad, but they don't take any action because they don't actually need you yet. So what you want to do is you want to stay in front of those folks until they do need you and show them that, you're providing information, showing them that you're an expert in the field, showing them that you're their local contact information person for Medicare. And that's how we start to convert that website visitor and that click from the ad into a potential client. So let's go back now to our automation. So we set up a series of emails. It's usually about 6 emails. And one goes out immediately as soon as somebody goes to your site. Usually within the next 10 to 15 minutes, they will get an email that goes out. And it's basically, the first one is just an introductory email, who you are, what you do, thanks them for visiting your site, and then encourages them, if they have questions, to either call or to reply to the email. So there's ways, there's calls to action built into all of these. So there's ways for people to reach back out to you. These emails would all be branded to you. Then it waits. If the person doesn't take any action, it waits 5 days. It sends email number 2. And then it waits another 5 days, sends email number 3. So we strategically do this with 6 emails, one every 5 days, because that covers us for the first month. And what we want to do in that first month is we want to weed out anybody who is not a good prospect for you. Anybody that doesn't want to get Medicare information because maybe they clicked on the ad accidentally, or, who knows? Everybody that goes to your website isn't necessarily going to be a good client. or even somebody that needs your services. They may stumble across your website by chance. So we want to weed all of those people out. So at the end of the month, after somebody's gone through this first process of about 30 days of emails, now what you've got is a lead that has received 6 emails from you and they still haven't opted out or complained about spam or anything like that. So these are now viable leads that we can take and put into your newsletter program that I talked about a few minutes ago at the start of this video. So now they go from getting an email from you once every 5 days for the first month. And then after that, they can get an email from you on a monthly basis at the end of every month. And this all happens seamlessly without you having to lift a finger. It works automated on the back end of your website or your landing page. So it's critical, again, that you look at this as a process. This isn't lead generation in the Medicare space is rarely ever a situation where you run an ad and you get a lead and you call them and you sign them up. It's unrealistic in most cases for that to happen. But what is realistic is you run an ad, you push those people to a page or a site where they can get information that they're actually looking for. And because that's valuable information, then when you start dripping on them automatically, providing more valuable information, they are now kind of tied to you, and it happens automatically, and it makes you the logical choice for them to reach out to if they then do need information or need to enroll in Medicare or have questions. And I'll tell you one last thing before we wrap this up. If you put something like this in place, you'll be one of maybe 1% of Medicare agents out there that even know how to do this, that have even considered doing this. And it really separates you from your competition. So if you're serious about lead generation, this is how you want to set it up. Whether you do it with us or you do it with somebody else, that's completely up to you. You can also learn how to do it all on your own if you've got the time to do that. If you want more information about how we can build this for you and information on cost and timelines and things like that, just reach out to us. Let us know that you watched this video and that you're interested, and then we can pick up the conversation from there and answer any other questions that you might have. So with that, I appreciate you listening all the way to the end of this video, and I hope to talk to you soon. Thanks.